I wish that forbidden fruit was bitter. I wish we all would get banned from Twitter. I wish hip-hop didn't rule for killers. I wish police didn't shoot to killers. I wish that I could dance like Thriller. I wish everybody knew my guy, the healer, the cancer killer. Wish I could pepper for liquor, pretend to liver. Wish my dogs was safe. From bristles, they fight. Wish our world wasn't programmed to see thug on my face. Wish I knew it'd be better for my kids. They wouldn't grow up with violence.
All right, technical difficulties. Mics weren't working. We're good now. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm super excited. I'm here with one of my really good friends. I played baseball with him for a while now. He's a multi-sport athlete at WA. Could be a 3-sporter next year. Who knows? We'll see. Ben, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Jacob. You know, it's been a long week. It's a Friday evening, but I'm ready to talk some ball. I'm excited to be on the show.
Alrighty, so I don't know if you've seen any of the episodes before. We have some fun questions. We have some crazy questions. We have some serious questions. But let's get right into it. First off, why don't you tell people what sports you actually play, what sports you could potentially play, and what's your favorite sport?
Okay. So the sports that I actually play right now are basketball, obviously, and baseball. And those are probably my two primary ones I'm best at. But I'm a junior right now, but my freshman, sophomore year, I was on the golf team, which was really fun. But this year I kind of stepped away from that to put a big more of a focus on my other sports. But next year, my senior year, I might be going back to golf or a different fall sport, maybe football. I don't know. I just know I want to play 3 sports.
Could be fun. Maybe we have a little Ben DeHaan wide receiver action. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Maybe.
So you play a lot of different sports. That's fine. What's your most memorable high school sports memory so far? Like, what's the craziest thing? I know that's such a hard thing to ask. Maybe we'll do one for each sport because it's kind of hard to compare basketball to baseball. So how about one for basketball, one for baseball?
Okay, yeah, I got 2, one for basketball, one for baseball. Firstly, for basketball, last year in the regional semifinal against Aurora Christian, I'm sitting on the bench and we're just watching the game, and it's in the 4th quarter, and we're kind of we don't have a big lead yet, but we still got to get more of a lead to put the game away. And we come down the floor, and I think Sam Anderson sets a down screen for Wade. Wade comes off the screen, curls, catches the ball, 1-2, rises up for just a one-hand slam. And that was first time I'd ever seen him dunk, and it was crazy. We went nuts on the bench. It was pretty
awesome. I remember actually seeing a highlight of that. I'm pretty sure Zach Gardner posted it on Instagram somewhere. But you can see Wade was fired up, flexing like, let's go, baby. But yeah, no, that was cool.
Yeah, it was sick. And then for baseball, we're going a little bit farther back in time. Freshman year, we're playing Riverside Brookfield at home, and it is a frigid and wet Tuesday or Thursday afternoon. I don't really remember, but the game is 0-0 after 9 innings, actually. And we're going in the bottom of the 9th, and it's 2 outs, and we got the bases loaded. Rowan Marr steps up to the plate. I don't remember what the count was, but he hits a soft ground ball past the third baseman, and we win the game 1-0 in 9 innings, and it was pretty awesome.
It was a pretty awesome memory. I actually was standing on first base. I was the guy hitting right before Rowan, and I jumped in the center field. Didn't exactly get the runner home. That's fine. I got on base. It was a single, and then Rowan came up, slammed it into the corner, and yeah, we all went crazy. That was a fun memory.
Honorable mention was your walk-off against Lyle last year. That was definitely one of my favorite moments. So
hey, that was probably my favorite sports moment of my entire life. Up there. It's up there. There's been some cool hockey moments too, and I've had like 3 or 4 walk-offs for baseball. So all of them are special, but yeah, last year's walk-off was also special. All right, fun question now. So let's say we'll do the same question on both sides for baseball and basketball, okay? Let's say you go professional in either sport, okay? So if you would go professional baseball and then we'll do basketball after, what would be your sponsor that you would wish to come to you for whatever it is? So like for baseball, you'd be like, yeah, I want Rollins to sponsor me, or I want Adidas to sponsor. Like, who is your sponsor for both sports?
That's tough. For basketball, I would say this is kind of weird. I would say Puma
Oh,
because I rocked the Puma shoes last year, and they were kind of I would get chirped for them, but I didn't care. I liked them, and I think Puma they make good casual clothes in soccer, obviously, but I think they got a lot of good basketball stuff. They're building their brand. So yeah, I'll go with Puma for basketball, but then for baseball, that's a little tough. I think see with Rawlings, you got the gloves, and I mean, I would probably have to go with Rawlings. Honestly, they got good gear, they got good gloves. You can go
yeah.
with them.
I can't. I mean, I would have to go with just the gloves. I honestly just for that sake alone. But they do also have nice clothing and baseball gear overall. So I would say either Rollins or Adidas for baseball. But that's just me. That Puma answer though, that's a little out of the ordinary.
I know people think I'm weird for that, but I don't care.
Hey, I like that. I like that. All right, so you're a junior in high school. Obviously, everyone knows about college recruiting. People want to play in college. What sport are you possibly wanting to play in college? Do you want to play in college? Do you have any idea where would you want to play? Why don't you run that down? What sport could be possibly? Why don't you run us down your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, so I think I do want to play sports in college. Baseball or basketball, I don't really care, honestly. Wouldn't like whichever one would give me the most scholarship money, honestly. But I know for sure I want to go to a Christian college. So if I could play either baseball or basketball at a Christian college, that would be the dream.
There you have it. And it's kind of interesting because we've asked that question to a bunch of different people, and some people are like, "Yeah, I want to go D1." Some people are like Robert Platt, and he's already in college. And then we have people that are like, "Yeah, whatever I can play in college, that's what I want to do, and just use my gifts there." So that's kind of cool. I respect that for sure. All right, we're gonna shift from maybe your side of the sports perspective. Who was your favorite sports athlete of all time, and what's your favorite sports team of all time?
Whew. Um, my favorite athlete of all time is Miguel Cabrera.
Okay.
Kind of a weird. He's always been my favorite baseball player. I have his autograph on a baseball from when I went to a Sox Tigers game. I would have to say Miguel Cabrera is my favorite athlete of all time. Just like, I mean, obviously he's one of the greatest hitters ever, just hitting the ball the other way, driving guys in. But his charisma, he always has a great attitude. Like even the Tigers have sucked for so long. He always is smiling. He's always having fun. So he's definitely probably my favorite athlete ever. And then favorite sports team ever is Michigan Athletics.
There you go.
Michigan basketball and football specifically, but yeah.
I didn't know that up until this year, until me and Ben actually had a long car trip to a sectional soccer game, and on the way back, Ben, you were rather animated watching that game.
Yes, I was.
No, that's a fun experience though. Michigan's got a great program, great school. Okay, different question though. Okay, it's an interesting question, but I mean, it has to be asked in a way. What inspired you to start playing baseball and also basketball? Like, when did you start playing both of those sports? Did you start playing it younger? Did you start playing it older? For me, for baseball, I didn't start playing until I was 8 years old. Well, most people start playing when they're like 5 years old. So I want to hear the story for both.
Yeah, so baseball I started playing when I was 4 or 5. I started T-ball. I think you start when you're 5 years old, and I started playing baseball with T-ball. And what just inspired me was watching the Cubs on TV, actually, because I was back in the day. I rooted for the Tigers, but you can't watch Tigers games around here. So I would wait for the Cubs games to come on WGN because that's what that channel they used to be on. And I don't know, watching guys like Starlin Castro, Alfonso Soriano, like back when the Cubs weren't good. Like I like, and that's kind of what inspired me to play from a really young age. And also my dad kind of got me into it. And then basketball, I started playing basketball later when I was around 8 or 9, I think, like in 3rd grade is when I started playing basketball. And then, I mean, obviously I had fun because I was taller than all the other kids and I could score, but like, yeah.
There you go. That's great. All right. This is controversial. you're not going to be ready for this question, so be prepared. All right. What are you thinking for the walk-up song this year, Ben?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I thought many a long hour have been spent considering this question, and I would that's so tough. I've always thought like maybe I could go like the old route, like maybe 80s music or like Rolling Stones. Also thought like new I could go like Kanye West. That's a pretty standard choice. I've also thought like I could go like 2000s rock, or like I've thought about what's it called, Mr. Brightside. I've thought about that song.
That'd be a good walk-up song.
Yeah, I've thought about like for Kanye West, I've thought about Touch the Sky, which is just a really hype song. Or like a song from Donda, like Jail or something like that. I like that song a lot. But yeah. Or I could go also I thought about the Christian rap route, which is something that me and you like listen to a lot, like with some Holvey or some 1K Few, something like that. But yeah, I have no idea.
There's a lot of options, dude. Literally the day, so we weren't supposed to do walk-up songs last year, and then like the day before season started, he's like, "All right, everyone get their walk-up songs ready." I was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta decide." Like within, and I literally did not go to sleep the night before, and I just listened to music the entire time and made like an hour-long playlist of just songs I want to be my walk-up songs. So yeah, it's a very,
it's a big decision. It's a big
decision. It's something that represents you, so you gotta make a good choice. All right, next question. Also, very controversial, and there's never been two people that have had the same answer on this question. So,
wow.
Just don't disappoint me. Do you have any game day superstitions? Because obviously, people when they think of superstitions, it's like, it has to be 79 degrees Fahrenheit and the wind has to be blowing northwest. Like, no, I don't mean like that. I mean like if you don't. Do you have a part of your routine that if you don't do, you know for sure something's going to go wrong? Because for me, like before every game, I hold the turf and I shake the turf for 7 seconds because that's my baseball number. I don't know why. I just do it.
That's one of the weirder ones I've heard, but okay.
Yeah. So what are yours? You got to tell me. Bring it on.
Let's see. For basketball, this is probably my biggest one. I don't have a lot for basketball. I mean, I just kind of go out and play, but my biggest one is I have to wear 2 pairs of socks.
Huh.
Like
that's interesting.
I have to go double sock. Because it just feels, I don't know. I feel like I'm more supported and it feels sturdier in my shoe. And also I usually get one of my ankles taped. And so that makes my foot really thick. So it looks kind of funky, but it makes me feel comfortable and ready to play. So
that's interesting. Do you have any for baseball or not really?
Baseball, I don't know. I like being one of the first people at the field. I feel like if I'm not, I don't know, one of the first people there and have enough time to stretch and like talk to coaches and stuff, because I like to be more laid back before baseball games than like basketball. I'm more like sitting down, maybe praying or listening to music. But yeah,
that makes sense. All right, 2 more questions. All right. Okay, so let's say we have a Saturday baseball game, 1:00. What's the game day routine leading up to the game? Like what are you doing from the time you wake up to the time the game starts? Okay, or the time you start stretching. What's the routine look like?
I'm probably 1:00.
Yeah, 1:00 game.
I'm probably waking up around 9:30. I'm making a nice breakfast, a big breakfast, some eggs, bacon, bagel, orange juice, like standard big breakfast. Okay. Maybe some pancakes, waffles. I don't know. I always like to eat big in the morning. That's
okay.
What are we doing at home? I don't know. If it's a Saturday, I might be watching some basketball. If there's like some college basketball on or something, that's probably. I like to keep it low key. I don't like to do a lot before games. Like I was saying earlier, I'll get to the field really early, chat it up with the guys in the dugout, and then just get normal game day routine and get a lot of stretching in, get a lot of hitting in, get the music going.
Okay, get the music going when you go to the field, or you not listen to music at home?
I'm listening to music in the car on the way to the game.
Okay, so you see, for me, the hype music starts the night before the game. I'm committed. I'm in. I'm locked in, ready to go. But that's interesting. All right, last question. I ask every single person who comes on the show this question: how does your faith kind of affect the way you play in both basketball or baseball, or however you want to answer this? Whether it's by something you do differently, by the way you act, by the attitude you carry. Like, how does your faith in Christ really like motivate you or change the way you act on the court or on the field?
Yeah, it definitely changes a lot. I would say the biggest thing is it gives me perspective no matter what the result of the game is. Like if we win, that's awesome. I'm happy because we worked hard to get the result. But like no matter what, I'm more than a basketball player. I'm a child of God. And even when you lose too, it's the same thing. Like this is just a loss. We got a lot of more games. Life is not about playing basketball. It's about so much more than that. And yeah, and then in terms of like playing the game too, I don't know, I mean, this is hard for me, but you try to respect officials as much as you can. And you try to play with a good attitude that people watching, you can see that there's something different about you. So yeah.
Love to hear that. Ben, thanks for being on the show. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure everyone else will enjoy it watching it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a lot of interesting episodes coming up. We have one of our best baseball players here at Wheaton Academy. He's going to be on the show soon, I believe. And we also might get a professional athlete on the show sometime soon. So Ben, thanks for coming on. Thank you everyone to watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
I wish that forbidden fruit was better. I wish we always get banned from Twitter. I wish hip-hop didn't rule for killers. I wish police didn't shoot the killers. I wish that I could dance like Thriller. I wish everybody knew my guy, the healer, the cancer killer. Wish I could switch like the pepper for liquor, protect some liver. Wish my dogs was safe. From bristles they fight. Wish our world wasn't programmed to see thug on my face. Wish I knew it'd be better for my kids. They wouldn't grow up with